Welcome to this session on the Power Pack for Advanced Steel, and we're going to take a look at the crate elements, and we're going to take a look at the beam continuous for straight and curved beams. So in Advanced Steel, and we're just going to take a look at the Power Pack for Advanced Steel from GRAITEC, and in particular the beam continuous command here. Selecting the command opens the dialog, and you see at the command line, select first start point. You can select a point in the model by hovering it over and using a node snap. I now have an option to change the beam type, so I could actually change to C to change this to a curved beam. It now prompts me for the second point of the curved beam, which is actually the end point of the curve. The third point is actually the midpoint. We're now still in the beam command, and now we need to be prompted to pick the end of the beam again. So we pick this end here, and then again pick the third point, which is the midpoint of the beam. So we continue to create the curved beams around the outer edge of the platform, quite quickly achieving your goal of setting out these perimeter beams. Obviously, entering on the keyboard or right click will bring up the properties dialog. You can actually select and change the beam size should you so wish within here. You can change the position of the beam there, setting its position relative to the top of steel, which I would typically do when using Advanced Steel. Exiting the command, I can come back into the command again, and maybe I wish to try something slightly different here. So maybe I don't need to have curved beams at these intermediate supporting beams. Actually, I can just use straight beams going between the various setting out points within the model. So obviously I've used some very basic 2D geometry to create the basic outline of the steelwork that I wish to achieve, and now using the tools to enable me to position the steel relative to that original geometry. Similarly, I may wish to do the same thing at this inner element here to obviously support the decking that may be going over the top of the structure later on. Again, we can go around quite quickly, creating a series of beams at the required position. This is a very quick process to achieve a series of beams created continuously in one operation to set out a series of beams within an overall platform structure or even within a building framework.